There are talks at different levels of subtlety and sophistication. So you can be challenged and still learn things even if you're quite experienced, but it's also accessible to people that are fairly new to the language.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little about turning runtime performance errors into compiler errors. My name is Stockdale. I work at Rare. We make games, Sea of Thieves, if you've heard of it. So this is all about a bug that we came across about 3 years ago that tests couldn't reasonably catch. So it all starts off with a vector of async load requests. So these are all of the in-flight load requests that we had. And anytime a load request would complete, we would call the completion handler, and part of the completion handler would remove the request from that in-flight array. And we do it with the remove if arrays idiom. And we pass a lambda, and this would work. This was well tested. It worked. It got past code review, got past QA, got into the hands of the players, but we found out that our servers were starting to hitch quite a bit. And in some cases, people were getting disconnected because of timeouts. And in case people haven't spotted the bug yet, I'll point it out. There's a missing ampersand. So we're passing everything in there by value. That's a real problem whenever a load request is huge. It's an even bigger problem whenever async load request looks like this. And that array inside of it is also huge. So we're doing a huge amount of allocations we don't need to do here. We're doing a huge amount of string copies, huge amount of destructions just to actually go through this array. So we were able to find this bug pretty damn quick. It took about 3 hours to get a server hotfix out, but I wasn't satisfied by just leaving it like that. So I decided to just eradicate this bug. So enter a rather verbose type trait. And I called it tfuncargs are all ref or pointer or small trivial. And so the whole idea here is you give it a predicate type plus the types of the arguments that you're going to call that predicate with. And it'll just go through all of the parameters, and it'll just check if it's a reference or a pointer or small trivial. Now, I realized while writing these slides that the is pointer there is extremely redundant, so that might be something I'll go back to and fix later. But once we're happy with this here, we go off and we test it. And the nice thing is, all we need is static assert. It's a type trait. We don't need some fancy testing framework, just static assert. So we've got about 100 just to make sure that it covers the gamut and make sure that everything works even with templated caller operators. And then we go to assert it, right? So to apply this, we just need static assert yet again. And the nice thing about static assert is you can give it really nice error messages. So the first line of it, it just tells you where you went wrong as a developer. So you're trying to do something that might involve an expensive copy. We've learned this firsthand. That will happen. We give people a note. So if they really want to do this, they can. We then point them to the documentation if they really want to find out why. And then we do the really good thing of telling people how to fix their error, right? Our error messages should tell people how to fix the thing, rather than having to make them figure it out. So then we just go and apply it in everywhere that we need to. So we've got our own algorithms library, so we just add it everywhere there, and also in our own containers library as well. And we hit compile. It does not compile, because guess what? This wasn't the first case of this happening, and I doubt it ever was. So we have to go and, so I had to go around and fix everything before I actually could submit it. So there's a case where I was able to eradicate a bug from our code base that just can't happen again. Yeah. So takeaways, missing ampersands can be quite costly, funny enough. And the C++ type system is quite powerful. Now, it's quite a fun exercise to create that type trait yourself, but I think it's quite trivial with reflection after watching all of the reflection talks this week. And yeah, write good error messages. It's really good for developer experience. And try it yourself. You might be surprised at what you find in your own code bases. And that's it. Thank you.